Good evening to all of you. Yesterday, we have studied different parts of kidney and we have also studied the ultra structure of a nephron in detail, right from what are the different parts of nephrons, how they are situated in the kidney, what is their function, and everything about nephron. I hope you all remember. We started with Bowman's capsule, the network of capillaries, glomerulus, tubule. Curved ones were proximal convoluted tubule, then Henle's loop, then distal convoluted tubule, finally collecting tubule, and then collecting duct. Hence, the urine is formed. And after everything about kidney, we also went to the last part, which was about dialysis. That how by using a machine, human blood is purified if the kidneys are failing to purify them. Correct? We also saw diagram of this. Yes, we've also seen of the picture of dialysis machine. Correct? Now, here we are completing with our entire concept of excretion, and we are moving forward to a very new concept called as coordination in human beings. Now, earlier we have studied about coordination in plants, correct? In which we have studied different type of movements, which included various tropical movements of the plants. Yes, phototropic, geotropic, chemotropic, thigmotropic, and all of them. Now we will be studying about coordination in human beings. Now, when I talk about coordination in human beings, we have to perform many activities, right? Our body is different than that of plants. We need to walk, run, sit, swim. Basically, we need to locomote from one place to another. And all these activities needs to be controlled and also coordinated for proper functioning of the body. What if I want to take a right turn and if my brain is not allowing me to do so? Will all organs coordinate and let my body move in the specific direction? No, obviously not. So coordination in humans or in any organism is very important to complete any activity. It could be a physical external activity or it could be also an internal activity. Yes, there are many activities which are still on inside our body, correct? Right from circulation, digestion, respiration. Many cells are at work and doing their work. That means they're functioning properly, correct? So activities in human bodies are coordinated with the help of different systems. Now, how many systems do you know which are present inside human body? How many different type of systems do you know? Let's start naming them. Okay, so I'm naming all of the systems which I'm receiving as answer in the chat box. Correct. Excretory system, circulatory system, nervous system, digestive system, muscular system, very good. Skeletal system, very good. Reproductive system, yes. And many more. Fantastic. What a response. Okay, now there is an answer called as hormonal system. Let's just call the hormonal system with another name, right? So we call our hormonal system as endocrine system. You heard it correctly. We call our hormonal system as endocrine system. Correct? And if the human body needs to perform a well organized or it needs to properly coordinate between all organs to complete any activity, the two systems will majorly contribute for it. Okay, which are those two systems? One, will be through nervous control, and second one will be through chemical control. Understand, all our activities are under these two controls only. One is nervous control and second is chemical control. Talking about nervous control, so nervous control will be under which system? Nervous control, correct. It's more of to deal with the brain, and it ultimately lies under our nervous system. Yes. Now, what about chemical control? Do we have chemicals inside our body? Yes. Can I say it is controlled more by hormones? Correct. And I had just told you a word which we can refer for hormonal system. It is endocrine system. Now, I know there'll be many doubts popping in your brain. What is exactly a hormone? We have heard about the word, but how is it? Is it a chemical? How does it look like? Does it have any shape like an organ? Correct? Don't worry. First, we will address and learn about nervous system, and then we will understand endocrine system one by one. Okay? So till the time we are understanding nervous system, only doubts related to nervous system for now. Then when we start studying about endocrine system, then we will look into picture about what is hormones and all other process. Okay, so let's start with our nervous system. Now, can I say on the screen, whatever you are able to see are different nerves present in the body. So these are all major nerves which are shown to you, but there are many nerve endings, right? Very complicated, just like a circulatory system. Fine nerves are present. Correct. Now, in the diagram, where are you able to see most of the nerves? Yes, correct. On the upper side of the body. And from where are you able to see the origination of the nerves? Correct. Most of them you are able to see through brain. Okay. So from brain, from spinal cord, all nerves are arising and they are evenly getting spread throughout the body. Now, what is actually nervous system, or why are they required? What is their function? Let's understand it. So your entire nervous system comprises of nerves. And when I'm saying nerves, it includes nerve cells. Okay. So these are how nervous tissue cells will look like. Okay. And they are called as nerve cells or neurons. Do not get confused between a nephron and a neuron. Neurons are always belonging to nervous system, and nephron will always belong to kidney. Please do not get confused. If it is nephron, it is more to do with excretory system. If it is neuron, it is more to do with nervous system. Okay. Now, don't you think these cells are little weird as compared to the normal cells which we usually look at? Correct? Little weird, right? But why are they weird? Why do they look so shiny? Or why are they so thin? If we say that every cell is going to have a nucleus, cytoplasm, and all different cell organelles, then do nerve cells also have all of the cell organelles? Correct? So let's understand nerve cells into more detail. Okay. Now, one thing is clear that nervous tissue comprises of nerve cells or neurons, and we will first study a nerve cell. After understanding what is a nerve cell, what are different parts of that nerve cell, we will later on move on to the function. How does it work? And then we will look into the big picture, that is different types of nervous system. Okay. So what is exactly a nerve cell or neuron? It is a cell, correct? And it's a cell which will conduct impulses from one place to another place. Now, I'm not saying destination. This places are different places inside our body. What is impulse? Impulse is nothing but an electric charge, a command, a signal. Okay. Let's say, let me give you an example and explain this. You are entering your fridge and you are touching ice. For how long can you carry ice in your hand? Or how long you can hold the ice? Maximum a minute or two. Maximum. Not even seconds. We cannot even hold it for few seconds. Yes. And we just get the feeling of, just throwing off the ice, getting rid of it. Why? Because our hands or our palms starts irritating. The coldness of the ice is being irritable for our skin. Correct? So in this entire action, is it the skin which is only taking part? No. There is coordination of many things required. Can I say, when you touch an ice, your skin, which is also one of an important sensory organ, will sense it and carry that signal to the brain. Then brain will identify whether it is good or bad. Immediately brain is going to send a second signal to the skin that it is not good for the skin. Please get rid of the ice, and you throw the ice. Correct? So all these signals which we are talking are nothing but impulses. Okay? So all the signals present inside the body will be called as impulses. Now, moving on to the next point, they are structural and functional units of nervous system. See the basic ones. As nephron was structural and functional unit of kidney, similarly, a neuron is structural and functional unit of entire nervous system. So there is a doubt in the chat box. I'm just reading it off. If neurons conduct impulse from one place to another, then are they present all over the body or they are present only in the brain? So this question is from Razeen Sayed. Razeen, did we have a look at the previous diagram here? Correct? Tell me, are you able to see nervous system only in the brain or in the entire body? In the entire body, correct? So can I say nerve cells are also present in the entire body? Correct? Is the doubt cleared? Okay. Yes, there's a doubt. Painkillers also, they break the signals. Therefore, we get pain reduction. Correct. Rishi, yes. Painkillers does the same work. Okay. So you have understood that they are structural and functional unit of nervous system. Now, one more point, which is very important point, that they are largest cells in the human body. This is a very important MCQ or fill in the blank. They are the largest cells in the human body and they have the ability to generate and conduct electrochemical impulses. That means the moment you touch either a hot or a cold object, the signal is generated from the skin. Can I say these are nothing but nerves present in the skin? which will make, or I would say generate, an impulse, and that impulse will be carried till the brain. Yes. So can I say neurons have the ability to generate as well as carry the impulse from one place to other place? Again, what is an impulse? An impulse is nothing but a signal. A signal which is made up of chemicals and which will be charged. Therefore, it is called as electrochemical impulse. Correct? Okay, moving on to the next part. Now, the nerves that support the nerve cells and also help in their functioning are called as neuroglia. Again, very important MCQ. Now, in your syllabus, you don't have study of neuroglia cells, लेकिन ये वो cells है जो अपने main nerve cells को help करते हैं. So, what are neuroglia? The cells that support the nerve cells and help in their functioning are called as neuroglia. Okay, so when I am saying nervous system is made up of nerves, so nerves will have two different type of cells. One will be neurons and other one will be neuroglia. Both these cells together will form nerves. So nerve cells and neuroglial cells together form nerves. Okay, we do not have picture of neuroglial cells because we do not have them in our syllabus. Okay, now understand the next point is about how is the signal carried out from one cell to other cell. Okay, now to understand that we will first have to study the different parts of a neuron. Correct? So one end will be called as dendrite and other end will be called as axon. I am repeating once again. One end of a neuron will be called as dendrite and the other end will be called as neuron. Okay, so when chemical process begins at those ends, electrical impulse are generated. वहीं पे electrical impulse का generation होगा and will be conducted. ये impulse एक cell से दूसरे cell में जाने के लिए these impulse will be conducted from dendrites. That means from one part throughout that entire neuron and then from the terminal part. मतलब उसी neuron का exit part से it will move on to the next neuron. Now I know this point will be a little difficult to understand, but you'll understand this point nicely once we study the structure of a neuron. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, these impulses are then transferred from nerve cells to the next nerve cell and then finally to the targeted organ or muscle. Matlab, yes, I'll explain these points once again. Okay, so imagine wherever you're sitting on your right hand side is a very hot object. Okay, imagine you are touching that hot object. What will happen? The skin will start burning. Yes, हम लोग कहते हैं ना चटका लगेगा. Correct? But did you understand it on its own or did the brain understood it? Your organs and everything coordinated very well that you withdrew your hand. Now let's understand this example into little more detail. When you touched that object which was hot, your skin had some neurons under it, the nerve cells. Yes, it identified and it generated an electrochemical impulse. जैसे ही एकदम स्टार्टिंग वाले नर्व ने एक इम्पल्स जनरेट किया, फटाफट पास पास पास, राइट? That impulse was carried out from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. And ये chain reaction में ये signal brain तक गया. Correct? Then brain identified that this is not good for the body. Immediately, brain sends a second impulse, which will be from brain to the sensory organ through these neurons. Correct? Yes. Now let's read the last point. Are we able to understand? These impulses, that means these signals, are then to be transferred from nerve cells to the next nerve cell, and then finally to the targeted organ or muscle. So when you withdrew your hand also has some amount of muscles. Muscles में ही है, right? Nerves. And then accordingly the muscles were contracted and you withdrew your hand. Correct? Now is the last point understood? To understand third point in a better way, let's first understand the structure of neuron. Okay, there's a very good question in the chat box. If impulse is present all over the body, why can't we feel the digestion process or process happening in the kidney? Now, if you have seen, now yesterday we have studied the structure of kidney. Did you guys see presence of any nerve cells over there? No, because to understand this, we will first have to learn different types of nervous system. Correct? And there are few nerves which we can feel and few which we cannot. Okay? There are few nerves which we can feel, there are few which we cannot. This differs our voluntary and involuntary actions. Now your heart is beating, right? Are you able to control the movement of heart? Are we able to control the movement of our heart? That why are you beating slow? Beat little more faster? No. Why? Because we do not have control on the nerves entering the heart. But we have some nerves, or I would say nerves which are in the control of R, which are present in the urinary bladder. Correct? Therefore, once we get an urge to urinate, we can control it for a moment. Correct? I believe everybody has that ability to control the urine for a while. Yes, because urinary bladder has such kind of nerves which we can control. Therefore, it becomes a voluntary movement. So, voluntary movements are the one which are under our control. Involuntary movements are not under our control. Okay. Now, about the next doubts which are presented, what is axon and what is dendrite? First, let's see the diagram of neuron. How does a neuron look like? Okay. So on the screen, what you're able to see is the entire structure of a single neuron. Now, let's understand the structure in a better way because everything will be alien to you. Yes, the entire thing which you're able to see on your screen is a single neuron. Okay. Now, this entire part, right from the central part till the end, is called as axon. This entire central part till the end is called as axon. AXON. Okay. Now there will be few branching present. Correct. This branching from the axon or axon will be called as dendrites. Okay. This branching will be called as dendrites. Axon ka end part will be called as axon terminal. See at the bottom. This is upper end. This is lower end. Upper end you will have dendrites always. Lower end you will have axon terminals. This entire is one neuron, and this is the cell body with centrally placed green color nucleus. Okay, I am repeating, this entire part which you are able to see is an axon. It has two ends, upper ends where you are able to see fine branchings. It is called as dendrites. Lower end is called as axon terminal. The entire purple color which you are able to see is nothing but the cell body with a green color centrally placed nucleus. Okay. Now let's come to the yellow part. Each one of this is called as Schwann cell. What do we call them as? Schwann cells. ठीक है, हर दो Schwann cells के बीच में there is a gap which is nothing but a node. So that node is called as node of Ranvier. It's not Ranveer, please. It's Ranveer. So the yellow color cells which you are able to see are called as Schwann cells. And between two Schwann cells, the node is called as node of Ranvier. अभी इस पूरे structure में, that means this entire part, right from Schwann cells and the node of Ranvier, will have a very transparent covering on it. Okay? A transparent covering throughout. This entire transfer, now if there is a transparent covering, will it be seen? If there is a very transparent covering present, will it be seen? No. Correct? So it is just labeled showing you a Schwann cell, and that transparent covering will be called as myelin sheath. See, here is the label present. That transparent covering will be called as myelin sheath. Okay, so we have discussed about different labels of a neuron. I am repeating them once again. The entire neuron will be thinner, somewhat cylindrical. It will have two ends. Upper end will always be a dendrite, which is the branching part and little thicker. Lower end will be called as axon terminal. Near the upper part, you will have cell body and also a nucleus. I request you to please check whether your video is switched on. Thank you. Then we have Schwann cells. Between two Schwann cells, what is present? That is node of Ranvier. And on this entire Schwann cell and node of Ranvier, we have transparent covering, which is called as myelin sheath. Now, luckily, in your syllabus, you don't have to study the entire neuron in detail. Okay? What you need to study is only how a impulse is carried from the entire neuron. So at the upper end, there will be input जहां से signal receive होगा. Okay? Or I will say from where the chemical process begins. तो ये पूरे dendrite से electrochemical impulse absorb हो जाएगा, इसके body में से जाएगा, and from axon terminal it will be given out to the next, or I would say adjacent neuron. Okay, so we have understood where is the input for an electrochemical impulse and where is the output of the electrochemical impulse. जो भी सिग्नल है वो पूरे न्यूरॉन के बॉडी से ट्रैवल करेगा. फाइन. Okay, is this much understood by everyone? You will be only asked about diagram of a neuron. No functions will be expected from you. Okay, both the ends of the neurons will be acting as a receiver end and a giver end. Receiving end will be always a dendrite, okay, and giving end will be always the axon terminal. Somebody wants the last slide? Yes, this is the last slide. If at all you want to take a screenshot quickly. Meanwhile, I'll address the doubts in the chat box. Are the dendrites connected to various organs and muscles? The entire nerves, they penetrate into organs and different muscles. Is this there in the textbook? Yes, it is there. Does the spinal cord controls hands and the whole body? Because in the picture it is shown like that. So we will study which organ is controlled by which part of the body. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's move on again. After understanding the basic structure of neuron, do you want me to show how to draw that specific diagram? Okay. Okay, then let's move on to whiteboard. I also want you all to please carry pencils and a paper with you. Okay, first thing, you will always start with the dendrite part. It can be irregular a lot because there is no specific shape to it. Your Schwann cells here. I don't know, I'm not using that iPad or something. It's just my. And at the end, what you can do is just show such extensions. And the same even on this side. Simple and sweet. Yes, the diagram will look such weird. Yeah, very much like the extensions or branching of roots. You got it correctly. Yes, now can you tell me the labeling part? The upper end will be correct. Dendrites. This area will be, yes, the entire part will be axon. This will be the cell body. The circular structure in between will be called as, correct, nucleus. Next, these cells will be called as Very correct. Schwann cells. Between two Schwann cells, what will be present? Yes, node of Ranvier. I'm writing this in shortcut way. And the end part will be called as? Correct. Axon terminal. We missed one thing. What will be the transparent covering called as? Correct. Myelin sheath. Okay, is the diagram clear to everyone? Very good. Now we can move back to our slide. Okay, now first moving on to the next. Let's also see different type of neurons that exist. These different type of neurons are not present in the textbook, but I've just added so you're well aware how do they look like and what are their names. So if it has only one ending, it is called as unipolar neuron. दोनों साइड पे अगर extensions है, that is extension of your Schwann cells and myelin sheath, then it is called as bipolar neuron. Pseudo unipolar, जो दिखाता है कि like it is unipolar but it is not true. And then we have multipolar. So this slide is not present in your textbook or it's not there, it's just for an extra information. Okay, now we are going to study how does transmission of nerve impulse happens. That means, what are we going to study? Transmission is how is the signal going from the neuron. That means we will be studying how will an impulse be carried from one neuron to another neuron. Yes, there's one more doubt. Are these neurons in every person's body? Yes, they are present in every person's body. Okay, now this is our next topic, that is transmission of nerve impulse. Be very, very attentive. Okay, now first thing, this is a neuron. Correct? There are millions of neurons in our body. Okay, now this is one neuron, and this neuron will be immediately attached with adjacent neuron and so on. ऐसे सारे न्यूरॉन्स एक के पीछे एक लाइन में रहेंगे. Correct? Now we will be studying how an impulse will go from one neuron to other neuron to another neuron. Correct? That means the electrochemical impulse will go from the dendrite of the first neuron, then it will move throughout the entire axon body, then axon terminal, and बीच में एक gap है, right? Correct? अगर gap नहीं होता तो फटाफट जाता the entire electrochemical impulse. So if there is gap, will there be some kind of mechanism कि ये gap हम लोग कैसे fill करेंगे? Right? There will be process. तो उस gap में से फिर से जो भी signal है, that will be entered into the dendrites of the second neuron. Then it will move from the axon body of the second neuron. फिर second neuron का axon terminal से फिर से इस gap में, and फिर से इस gap से third neuron में, and so on. So let's understand what is this gap called as. This gap, which is present between two adjacent neurons, will be called as synapse. Okay, what is a synapse? Synapse is the gap present between two adjacent neurons. Am I very clear? And we will be studying कि इस gap में से एक इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल इम्पल्स कैसे जाएगा? Okay. Now, before understanding how the entire process works, we need to understand few dictionary words. Okay, what are these dictionary words? These dictionary words are nothing little hard words, or these are something new words for you, which you will also find it in your textbook. So I have added all those words in this particular slide so that when we read the chapter or when I'll be teaching it to you, it becomes easier for you to understand. Okay. And if possible, I will recommend please write these words right now once I'm done with explanation so that it'll be easier for you. Okay, let's move with the dictionary words. The very first word is cleft. What is the meaning of cleft? Cleft is something which is already divided into two. मतलब पहले एक जैसा था, बाद में डिवाइड हो गया. Just like the dendrite part, कैसे branching दिखता है? Correct? So cleft is nothing, one which will be split into two. Something which is divided. Okay. Moving on to the next word, which is synapse. What is synapse? We have just seen it. Synapse is the gap at the end of neurons or the space present between two adjacent neurons. Okay. Let's move on to the third word, synaptic vesicle. Now, what is synaptic vesicle? End part of the neuron that stores neurotransmitter. Full bouncer, right? Okay, now let me explain. To understand this concept nicely, see, the entire signal, as I said, it is the signal is electrochemical signal. That means, can I say कि पूरा कुछ chemical pass on हो रहा है एक न्यूरॉन से दूसरे न्यूरॉन में, right? Yes. So will that chemical will be present just in liquid state? No. It needs to be packed into something, correct? So let's understand what am I exactly talking about. Let's consider this as one neuron. Let these be the extensions and the dendrites. Okay. And let this be a second immediate neuron. Don't worry, I'll take you back to the slide. And the axon body and axon terminals. Correct? Now, if I'm only highlighting this part, let's say if I'm only highlighting the part of the axon terminal, don't you think it will look like this? Correct? And the chemicals which are present inside or which will be passing through the entire neuron will be present in the form of packets. ठीक है, ये सारे chemicals है या फिर signals है which will be present in the form of packets. Now, are these packets very big so that I can call them as vessels? No. If they are small, can I call them as vesicle? Yes. Okay. अभी axon terminal के बाद क्या होगा? Next neuron के dendrites रहेंगे. Correct? एक axon के बाद क्या होगा? Next neuron के dendrites रहेंगे, right? Second वाले neuron के dendrites रहेंगे, right? So let me draw the second neuron's dendrite part over here. ठीक है. So this gap will be called as synapse. Very correct. Now when this vesicles have to come outside, and if they're coming outside and if they're lying in the synapse area, can I call them as synaptical vesicle or synaptic vesicle? Yes, can I call them as? ठीक है. जब भी ये सिग्नल एक न्यूरॉन से दूसरे न्यूरॉन में जाएगा, तभी ऑब्वियसली उनको इस एक्सॉन टर्मिनल से बाहर आना है एंड नेक्स्ट न्यूरॉन के पास जाना है. करेक्ट. So can I call the packets of these signals as synaptic vesicles? Correct. And there's one more thing which I would like to tell you. Okay. Since these chemicals or this electrochemical impulse को और एक नाम है. Yes, you heard me correctly. Who is doing the work of passing signal? Neurons. Neurons क्या कर रहे हैं? Signal pass कर रहे हैं. Can I use another word for passing it as transmit? Yes. So I will call this electrochemical impulse as neuro, क्योंकि nerves कर रहे हैं, transmitter. I will also call these signals or this electrochemical signal as neurotransmitter. Am I clear? See, I am just telling you, whenever a signal, कभी भी अगर एक signal दूसरे न्यूरॉन के पास जाने वाला है, तो it will go through the entire cell body of first neuron. And अगर first neuron से second neuron में जाने वाला है, तो it will have to cross the barrier of synapse. Okay, since these chemicals are packed into small packets, these packets are so small that I cannot call them as vessel. Therefore, I am calling them as synaptic vesicle. ठीक है. Synaptic vesicles क्या है? ये पैकेट्स है. पैकेट्स में क्या है? पैकेट्स में तो सिग्नल है. इस सिग्नल्स को मैं कहूंगी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर. Now is it understood? Pakka? Okay, then we can stop here.